When the force ceases to be external as just another idea within your ego illusion, and when the force is recognized, when the God force is recognized as the feedback of infinite intelligence, the initiate enters the realm of the God force. Namaste, namaskaram. Consciousness liberated from polarity. Consciousness ascended in vibration, frequency of awareness from third dimension duality to fifth dimension non-local consciousness, divine awareness, no longer light versus dark, order versus chaos. Only the pulse of awareness configuring itself through infinite patterns. As soon as you, dear viewer, cease your rebellion of trying to control every last little thing in your life through your ego domination or the illusion thereof, but as soon as you cease your own rebellion and enter into remembrance and can state unequivocally that the force of all creation, the God force, does not free me, the God force is the freedom that I am, that you are. Reality, dear viewer, is a recursive script. Every thought, emotion, and act of attention writes to the field memory of the cosmos, the morphogenetic quantum field, the mind of source awareness, to perform, to manifest what I have lovingly come to call quantum theurgy, is to consciously enter the feedback loop and rewrite the code of personal and collective experience. And this is the divine art of reconfiguration. Not by opposing what is, but by reformatting the parameters through which what is becomes. The joy in this particular corner of the demiurge's construct is entering into a perpetual, eternal relationship with infinity, a perpetual state of becoming. And thereby, when we turn the other cheek, when we transcend the realm of duality and conflict, when we turn down the noise and up and amplify the signal, we move from reaction, recognition, reconfiguration to radiance, radiance. And each stage along the way of your ascension, of your amplification of the divine signal, corresponds to a precise, energetic, and cognitive operation. Reaction collapses the unconscious circuit, living as a automaton, living as a flesh robot, programmed by the matrix, living life at the imprisonment, at the command of the matrix, of the imp, of the perverse, of your desires, your animal nature, being subjected to the desires of low consciousness. Every wave of emotion or conflict signals an opportunity to reclaim authorship. Do not suppress it, witness it as the God force calling you to re-engage your sovereignty. Now, center your awareness, the warmth. Begin to focus upon your heart energies, or as it's called in the Vedic sciences, the anahata. Begin to feel this energy, the warmth. If you have to grab a puppy or do something that brings you warmth, engage in that. And allow this energy to resonate, to fluctuate, to circulate, even through the solar plexus, the manipura. Feel the surge of sensation without naming it, and silently affirm, this energy is not against me. It is me seeking higher configuration. This de-identification releases the first layer of programmed polarity. And then we move, we ascend, we evolve. The observer re-enters the code. The code of the divine grid programmer. Once the charge is stabilized, once you have entered fully in, stabilized the 0 point field of equanimity, the middle path of the Christ, the practitioner shifts to the crown circuit, the quantum observer, the Uraeus of the Pharaoh. Awareness expands from the personal to the panoramic. Now we invoke the name of Yahweh, but this is a breath formula. Inhale, Yah, draw the breath up the spine, visualizing it as liquid light ascending. Exhale, let it fountain out through the crown and descend as golden mist. Feel the inhalation as divine memory and the exhalation as divine authorship. Yahweh is the sound of your divine breath, the quantum ether that is the energy of God. This restores connection to the primal breath of creation, the sacred oscillation that sustains all probability fields. And once we have established this, we move to reconfiguration, the command of reality. When we lay down our burden of control, of the illusion of the ego, and simply exist in the perfect moment, this eternal now moment, from this stillness, we issue the directive word. This is not wishful thinking. It is linguistic resonance, intention, encoded in vibrational syntax. And I'll leave the exact method of this praxis within the video thumbnail. But we want to move right into radiance, dear viewer. The God force unbound. Yes, the God force unbound. At this stage, the body becomes a resonant transceiver of the infinite. The toroidal field, the apple of Eden, expands, synchronizing inner and outer dimensions. The God force, the force, once perceived as external, now moves as internal luminosity. The adept no longer commands reality. They are the command. You are the command. And this is what you command, this mantra of completion. I am the architect of the living field. The God force moves through me as me. I configure worlds in the image of remembrance. Feel that. Lean into that. Observe how the environment subtly reorients. A shimmer in perception, a rearrangement of synchronicity. This is the field confirming the new parameters. Now this can get a little technical, this quantum theurgic equation with concise symbolic renderings, and I'll leave that information in the video thumbnail as well. But essentially, we humans are more, we don't, unless you're just a polymath, but words, we're more at home with the words, but the quadratic equations and such, that's for a higher order manifestation, not necessarily mine, but reality change is proportional to the coherence between these Aligned will, emotional frequency, and observer continuum, the infinite witness, the felt state of fulfillment, focused intention without resistance. This is the return of the adept. When the operation concludes, the practitioner grounds the field by touching the earth or drinking water. Integration prevents dissonance between the physical and etheric matrices. Reconfiguration is not escape from reality. It is the refinement of it into alignment with the God force. Namaste. Namaskaram.